Bum, 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 bum. Look at that sky. Bum, 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 bum. Hello, guys. Hello, hello, hello. Today is Halloween. How about that? And so, many will give you. I figured I've been looking at a lot of Periscopes today and reading a lot of Facebook posts today, and I see, the conversations about Halloween and everything. For me, I look at Halloween like I do anything else. I don't knock those that celebrate. You do what you do. I don't celebrate Halloween. I'm not connected to it in any form or fashion. But I don't make it a habit to knock those that do. They had a wonderful Halloween parade for the kids at school yesterday. And seeing the kids dressed up, seeing them have a good time, wonderful. And if their parents allow them to celebrate it, don't knock it. But for me, what I have found over the years, I've had some negative history with Halloween itself. Plus, my spiritual beliefs don't allow me to get into celebrating the particular day. Actually, I don't celebrate any of the holidays simply because I don't recognize them the way other people do. I just think what we have to do is we have to get away from projecting. Hello. We have to get away from projecting what we feel or what we believe onto what others feel and believe. You give your reasoning. Hello. I feel you give your reasoning for why, in whatever form or fashion. And then you allow others to do whatever they're going to do, feel whatever they're going to feel. Allow them to have fun if that's what they want. And you don't have to knock them for that. There really should be no denigration to someone for choosing to do whatever they choose to do with their time, the same as you're going to do with yours. That's how I look at it. Now, for me, some years ago, 89, I think. Yeah, 89. I was working at a motel in South Jamaica, Queens. I'm here in New York. And thank you for the hearts. I grew up in South Jamaica, so it's funny. I was working in the neighborhood that I grew up in. The year before, in 88, I had just started working at a motel. And one of the rooms was set on fire on Halloween. That should have been the prelude to what the Halloweens are going to be like after that. Somebody set one of the rooms on fire, and here we are trying to rush everyone out of a short stay. And if you don't know what a short stay motel is, it's a no-tell motel. The type that you go for one purpose. You're not there to sleep. Figure it out. And I had only been on the job about 3 weeks, and here I am trying to get all the people out of the motel out because one of the rooms has been set ablaze and the fire department came, put the fire out. Hey, my first time listening to you live. Okay, cool. And the next year, I'm sitting there. It's about quarter to two. 3 kids came in with Halloween masks on. And I'm sitting there, and I remember because I was reading Jim Brown's book. I can't remember the title, but it's Jim Brown's book. And they actually tried to break into the office that I was in. So when I went to push the door back, they're yelling and screaming about get away from the door. And I'm thinking, if you would come into an office not knowing what I have, I'm not sure what you have. Next thing I know, first 2 gunshots come through the door, and I'm holding the door with my left shoulder and my left knee leaning to the right. And I was able to push the door close the solid deadbolt on the door. And they just decided to let loose 7 more shots through the door. And I'm on the walkie-talkie trying to tell the security guard in the building to just stay where he's at, because I know he's not armed, and I really did not want him to come down here into the lobby into this hail of gunfire and possibly lose his life. And I remember when the police came, we went around and we looked. But one of the difficulties with Halloween night, everyone is dressed up. So I could give a description of the costumes, but who are you going to really pick up? So, like I said, I have a history that's connected to this day. Now, that doesn't mean, thank you for the hearts, that doesn't mean that you carry that history with you. But what it taught me is that this is a night where every person who has negative intentions, so let's keep it very real with each other. Not everybody's into partying tonight. Some people know this is the perfect night to be able to get away with things you could not get away on any other day, because you can dress up any way that you choose, walk around with a mask or whatever, covered in what could be fake blood, pig's blood, whatever, and no one's really going to question, because you could say it's part of my costume. So you could get away with so much tonight, and trust me, a lot of folks attempt to do that. You'll hear about all the horror stories tomorrow morning and the rest of the week of people that wild out. Some have already started since last night. Thank you for the hearts. And so what I tend to do, since my religious beliefs came into play 10 years ago, I just take this time to get away from all that. I stay in. I can party anytime I choose to, but I'm not going out into, especially here in New York City, I am not going out to where I know lunatics actually have free reign. And I remember the officers and I talking, he was like, I wish there was more that we could do. He said, there's not a lot we can do tonight. It's whatever it is. We just try to, drive around, make sure we keep people safe. And I was like, wow. And I started thinking about that. Now, the religious aspects of it, I'm not going to get on here and preach to you. If you've seen any of my scopes, or if you don't know who I am, yes, I'm a religious dude. But I am not a religious dude who is trying to indoctrinate you. No need. Every man or woman has to make whatever choice and whatever they believe in. So it is not for me to try to convince you of my faith. That's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. I don't have to convince you of anything. I have to believe what I believe, be who I'm going to be, do what I do, and then you decide whether you want to accept it or not. I'm not going to lose too much sleep about it. So what I say to everyone is be safe tonight, be smart tonight, be cautious tonight, and if you choose to be out tonight, enjoy yourself. Because once we make a choice, hold it, live by it, own it. Don't whine tonight, don't complain, just do. That's why I can't create, like I read some of the posts and people are literally bashing people who, thank you, appreciate it. And it's funny, there's no more demonic spirits out tonight than there is any other night. It's just that people are more comfortable celebrating what may be negative to many others. So they embrace more of that tonight. And I noticed that I seen so many costumes of some of the children. And I teach this year K through 5, kindergarten, pre-K to 5th grade. And the number of costumes that were, how can I put it? I don't want to just say demonic. It was demonic and blood orientated, just every type of negative. And I'm thinking to myself, that's the costume that you purchased for your child in the 3rd grade, the 2nd grade. Kids are coming in with machetes, fake machetes. See, for me, I always think of the mental implications to what you expose children to and what adults expose themselves to. See, children don't have a choice. They could want, but they're wanting based on a very immature mindset. Definitely. Oh, Black Friday too. Listen, it's commercialism at its best. But I don't celebrate Thanksgiving, so Black Friday doesn't mean anything to me too. And I'm not going to get sucked into going to stores because you tell me that there's deals to be had. I'm good. I'll shop when I shop, buy what I want, and I'm not worried about it. I don't celebrate any of these damn holidays. But the thing is, I looked at the costumes and I thought to myself, okay, if you put fake blood and a machete in a child's hands at 5, 6, 7 years old, what's the next step? What are you inputting here? I had a kid sit and tell me in my 1st grade class, like, why do people do it but criticize other people about today? Because people are going to always come from their point, love. People are going to come from their agenda. People are going to come from where they feel comfortable. Like, some people will criticize certain sins and not look at other sins. Some people will criticize people for certain actions and don't look at their own. Unfortunately, that's a human flaw. But what we have to be as real and honest with each other, and we have to be able to have real conversations with each other. And in our conversations, be able to explain why we do what we do and not worry about what the feelings are. See, me personally, I don't care what you think about me. I don't care what you think about my beliefs. I don't care what you think about my choices. You don't have to live with them. I do. And that's why I don't project my choices out to folks. I'll project my thoughts because that is the use of my Periscope. I will project my beliefs in terms of how I feel. But everyone watching me right now has the option of hitting that button of, I'm done with this dude. And that's their choice. And I'm not going to lose any sleep. That's why I don't get caught up in worrying about how many hearts I get. I don't worry about how many people are on. I don't sit and go, oh, let me wait for a couple of minutes and see if we can drag a couple of other people into this scope. No. I wait about 30 seconds to get my head together to think about what I'm going to talk about, and then I get right into it. I wouldn't care if that number at the bottom says 1 or 0, because I'm going to replay it later on for somebody who did not get a chance to see it now, so I'm not stressing. So you can't worry about, every day has its own particular worth to someone, whether it's Halloween, Black Friday, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, whatever. And you will notice that some of the same complaints that people have about one particular holiday, you will notice that then they will embrace it on another one because it fits their agenda. So you have to, again, like anything else, be real with yourself. So for me, listen, I'm actually releasing a book on Black Friday. Not because it's Black Friday, because I just felt I wanted to release a book at the end of the month because I knew folks would be home after Thanksgiving. So I wanted to release my new book on that day because everybody has it in their mind to shop. So I said, I might as well take advantage of the day. People out shopping anyway, maybe they'll buy my new book. But Black Friday, no. I'm not sleeping outside someone's store to try to buy a camera at 30 cents. And I'm not going to stand outside in the cold hoping to buy all my Christmas gifts when Christmas is not even something that I celebrate. You want to buy a gift, you buy a gift. You want to find a deal, there's deals to be had every day. You don't need any particular day. And some of the same deals that they're going to have on Black Friday, you're going to have, yeah, that's too far with the machete. I saw a cute Obama and Michelle costume. Those kids was like, okay, yeah, without question. I mean, but each person, like, again, it's each family's point of view. Some of those same families will say they don't have an issue with it. I was sitting and talking with one of my, is it kindergarten kids I had? No, it's my first grade class I was teaching. And the kid asked me, do I watch The Walking Dead? You're 6. 6. And you're watching The Walking Dead? He said, yes, I've been watching for a couple of years. You're 6. How are you? And I said, your family lets you watch The Walking Dead with all that violence, all that? He's like, yeah. So I'm thinking to myself, who lets a 6-year-old watch that type of material? Who does that? Thank you for the hearts. And then I caught myself, because the one thing I have come to do as an educator when dealing with children, I don't judge children, because I know it's what they are allowed to do. So him and I had a interesting conversation, but here's what I don't think the parents are paying attention to. This kid retained everything that he was seeing. I had a conversation to him about the characters. He knew the characters' names. He knew the storyline. So again, my question always is, when it comes to individuals, when you place something here, what's the next step? What happens now? What happens when he starts to search, or if, keyword if, let me back that up, if he starts to search for more? If you awaken in him interest that he may not be able to deal with, what happens if he now connects to the internet in the wrong way? Can you blame him if he starts to search for more than what you've allowed him to see? So I simply try to hold the mirror up and let's have a conversation. So for me, back to Halloween, not a day I celebrate. Not a day I recognize. Not a day that I'll be out partying. I've seen firsthand and watching 9 bullets come through a door, knowing that all were intended to end my life, is not for me. But then also knowing that those same 3 guys they just walked out into the street, and who knows what other crimes they committed under the veil of a night where it's okay to be anything. Stop and think of what some people may be thinking about tonight. Come out of your comfort zone and realize that you're walking into a world. And I think that's one of the things, speaking of The Walking Dead, I find interesting, is the current plot is you guys live here and have no idea what's going on in the world. We're trying to show you, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you got to kind of binge watch The Walking Dead to catch up. But there's some reality to that, is that when people are in their comfort zone and you're trying to explain to them what goes on outside of that comfort zone and they can't get it, you won't. And then if you don't figure it out, either you'll become victim to it or you'll release it because you just can't deal with it. We all get caught in our comfort somewhere. But to do some of the things that we might want to do in this world, and much of what we're going to have to do, is going to require us to come out of our comfort zone. And so on a night like tonight, whatever you're doing, and I'll tell you the same thing I told the children. If you're going out for Halloween tomorrow, meaning I was talking to them yesterday, I said, enjoy yourself. But please don't ever forget that we live in New York. Be smart. And with your parents, be smart. And come back on Monday and tell me all the fun things. So I'll say the same thing to you guys watching, and anybody watching on replay that may see this before they go out tonight. Enjoy yourself if that's what you chose to do tonight. But please remember that there's others that see tonight not like you do. There's others that are sitting home right now and, like the damn movie The Purge, are trying to figure out what they can get into tonight, what they can get away with tonight. And when those two philosophies clash, somebody gets hurt. Thank you for the heart. Because when you have negative mindsets and positive mindsets, all pushed into different surroundings, something negative is going to happen. I mean, I wish it was something else, but we'll see tomorrow. Hopefully we don't. I pray we don't. But we'll see tomorrow that somebody went out and did something stupid because they thought they could get away with it. And somebody got caught up in something that they might not have expected. And anything could happen to us any day. But I try to limit my attention or my connection to when that number has elevated. It's like gambling. No, I'm not going to double down if I don't think the odds are in my favor. But if I believe the odds are in my favor, then you double down. Such is life. I am not going to sell books where I think the least amount of people will be. I would try to place myself where I think the greatest amount of people would be, because then the odds on me selling a book increase. So if you have not figured out what I do, I am an author. I am an educator. I am a speaker. I am a father. I am a husband. I am a mentor. I wear a bunch of hats. It's what I do. My name is KL Belvin, and I appreciate you taking the time with me. I appreciate the hearts. I appreciate all those that have joined. And if you're watching on replay, I appreciate the fact that you came by and watched it on replay. Feel comfortable sharing it with somebody else to let them know who I am. I am on all social, well, not all. That'd be kind of vainish in my, that'd be kind of vain in my what's name. I am on many social networks: Facebook, Author KL Belvin; Google Plus, Author KL Belvin; Twitter, KL Belvin. I am on Tumblr. I don't even use Tumblr. I just have it connected, but you'll see. I have my YouTube page. So most time when, all the time when I finish with these here, I move them to YouTube so you can watch them there. I have a blog. It's klbelvin.blogspot.com. But I've been using it to post up my Periscope, I'm not going to try to create new content when I already have content. I am the author of 3 books: A Man in Transition, a poetry book; From Gigolo to Jesus, my memoir; and my latest book, which is going to be released on Black Friday. I don't even like that name, Black Friday. Lukewarm Saint. And I decided with this one, no profanity, and I decided to tell a story that is going to be marketed to a lot of my faith-based individuals. I think everyone will enjoy it, but that's who I'm marketing it to. So I don't want you to read it and go, how come the characters didn't curse? I chose not to have them curse. That was just my choice as an author. I have been a part of many anthologies, and actually a new anthology that I'm a part of, The Soul of a Man Part 2. 18 men of color, African-American men, have come together to write narratives about where we are in this country, social stories, just dealing with a lot of different things from our points of view, so you can get an idea of the Black diaspora from our thoughts. I guarantee you will enjoy it. And if you read Soul of a Man Part 1, I'm in that one too. There was 13 of us. So we have increased by 5, and I am sure that you will love every story. And some of the authors, actually all of the authors, are incredible. So look for that on Christmas. That is a Christmas release from Peace in the Storm Publications. You can actually start to look up. You will start to find the cover and other information about the book on different social media. I am available to speak at different functions. Love to join in real debates if you want me to come and debate. I don't come to argue. I will come to debate professionally. So feel free. Or if you need me to come to speak at your event, feel free to reach out. Would love to. My email is mainoffice@bravinpublishing.com. That's BRAVIN publishing.com. And my website is www.bravinpublishing.com, because I also am an entrepreneur. My wife and I help authors to create their own work and self-publish their work without all the worries of somebody digging in their pocket and trying to rob them. I have published all 3 of my own material, as well as 14 other books for authors who have trusted us with their manuscripts. And you can see all our information and our prices. That's very important that I say that. We put our prices on our website, no packages. We want you to be able to see exactly what you're paying for. So it's also a la carte. So if you only want certain things, you ain't got to pay for everything. You pay for what you need, and we'll take it from there. So definitely reach out. So again, I hope that this has been informative, entertaining. I hope that you have enjoyed yourself. And again, I will say this about Halloween. If you're going out tonight, please be safe. Please enjoy yourself to the fullest without worrying about your safety. Because if you made the choice to go out, you made the choice to have fun. But never, never, never forget that there are people who see this as an opportunity to do negative things. Now, earlier mentioned on the scope, someone said demons. Well, yes, there is some truth to that too. Is that under the cloak and veil of being able to act in any way possible, people who are connected to negative energy, negative forces are going to run rampant tonight simply because they know that they can. That by itself is going to cause an incendiary emotional feeling in some people. They're just going to feel like, oh, I got to get out to do something negative. So just be careful. And again, have a wonderful time. And again, I thank you for sticking with me this long. I hope, again, you've gotten something from this. Look forward to hearing from you directly. And if I don't, take care and all the best. God bless.